Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. As a journalist, one regularly comes upon stories that, despite serious in nature, are also humorous in many respects, falling between the stupid and the ridiculous. There was a situation back at the Savanna-la-mar examination depot in Westmoreland in 1998 when a dreadlocks who failed the reading section of his driving test became so boisterous that the staff had to take flight to escape being physically harmed. Interestingly, over the years, I have heard many hilarious stories about incidents at examination depots. One of the most hilarious was about a top-flight truck driver from the parish of Chilani. He had been driving for many years without a license before a senior police officer who knew him quite well encouraged him to go and do the right thing, telling him that should he get into an accident without a license, it could land him in prison for a long time. Unknowing to the senior policeman, the truck driver could not read, and the truckman did not volunteer to provide him with that information. Sometime later, the truckman told one of his friends about his predicament. "What do you, man? That I don't know nothing for about, man. All they are going to do is to tell you to spell mug." "But me can't spell mug," the truckman said. "Mug are just mug, man. M-U-G mug, man. What do you, man? Make your wife practice if you spell it." After several weeks of practicing it with his wife, the truckman was able to spell mug with relative ease. He was now quite confident that he could get his driver's license. When he went to the depot, instead of asking him to spell mug, the examiner asked him to spell cup. He blurted out, "M-U-G mug, and that me can't spell." The fully amused examiner, who had seen the truckman on the road many times driving along, decided not to end his driving career and gave him a license, but warned him to be very careful on the road to avoid accidents. There was also another somewhat amusing incident at the Montego Bay tax office sometime in 2015. A young lottery scammer who had gotten his driver's license via the Bandolo route and had been driving for some 5 years came to have his license renewed. It was discovered that he could not read and his license was not renewed. As he was leaving the building, he was overheard saying, "But them people are no idiot, man. I know the license to drive, not me." But back to the dread at the Savanna-la-mar depot. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be reliving a story from a story I wrote for the Gleaner, which was published on June 10, 1998, under the headline, "Dread Gets Bringle." The story read as follows. A dreadlocks man who wreaked havoc at the Savanna-la-mar motor vehicle examination depot last Thursday, June 4, after he was denied a driver's license, was remanded in custody on Tuesday when he appeared in the Savanna-la-mar resident magistrate's court. The dreadlocks, 31 years old Donovan Letts from Negril, Westmoreland, was ordered remanded in custody after the court was told that he stopped at the examination depot while on his way to court and had threatened the motor vehicle examiner who had failed him. Remarking that he did not take threats lightly, the magistrate ordered that Letts, who was granted station bail after he was arrested and charged in connection with the incident, be locked up until his next court appearance, which is slated for next Tuesday, June 16th. According to the allegations, on the day of the initial incident, a confident Letts went to the Savanna-la-mar examination depot with high hopes of obtaining a driver's license. However, he was adjudged to have failed the reading test and was denied the license. Letts did not take kindly to his failure and reportedly became quite boisterous, and in a fit of anger, he sent the depot staff running for cover as he smashed several windows on the office building. Letts, who was arrested and charged with malicious destruction of property following the incident, was reportedly granted station bail at the Savanna-la-mar police station after he promised to replace the windows he had broken. However, after keeping his promise and replacing the windows, Let's again stopped at the depot on his way to court yesterday. On seeing the examiner who had failed him, he reportedly became boisterous once again and threatened the examiner with physical harm. After he was ordered remanded by the judge and was being led away from the courthouse, he could be overheard shouting messages to some of his brethren to take back to his family in Nickel. "Tell me daughter that them lock me up," the lanky dreadlock shouted out. "Tell her to bring in the particulars because them said them are going to hold me until next Tuesday." While I am unsure as to how the matter was finally resolved, at the time it happened, it generated a fair amount of humor, which makes it one of those unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.